What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's enjoying Mini Friday. Today is what I like to call Mini Friday. It's jueves. It's Thursday, baby. At least I think it's Thursday. The other day I thought it was Wednesday and it was really Tuesday. But hey, I'm happy to be here today. I want to thank our sponsors, the law office of Raul Rudy Rodriguez, El Águila Blanca. He is a personal injury attorney out of Edinburgh, Texas, our hometown. And if you guys need any help with personal injury, guys, hopefully you don't. But if you ever do have the need for that, make sure you contact Raul Rudy Rodriguez here in Edinburgh, Texas. Great guy, one of the hardest working attorneys that I've ever met. Just a great soul, great guy, all around guy. So salute. Today I'm drinking my favorite Miller Lite, and I have a couple of things I want to go over, and I want to just talk to you guys about how dove season went. If you guys want to chime in and let us know, see where you guys were shooting at, and see how many birds y'all shot. Me, I never really do that good. I do a couple of birds, and I'm just there. I'm here for the beer, man. I'm here for the beer. Take my ice chest, drink some beers, and enjoy the company with my friends and family. And that's really about it on my end. I want to see what you guys ended up doing come opening weekend. Thing about opening weekend that's pretty cool is that it's always my birthday on Labor Day weekend. So I was born September 2nd, so it's always an annual tradition that my uncle Gabriel comes in from San Antonio. Normally, a buddy of his comes. He hasn't been able to come in a while, but my little cousin Marcos comes down, and we have a great time. Comes in on a Friday, leaves on a Monday, and and sometimes the people that go out hunting for opening weekend, it's like people you don't see for an entire year, man. And it's like one of those things you're out there, and it's just like it feels like you just saw them. That's how fast the year goes by, and damn, it's really going out. It's really going super fast this time. And you'd think that being most of us being at home, you think that time will go a little bit slower, but it's kind of going pretty fast. So once again, thank you to our sponsor, Raul Rudy Rodriguez, law offices of Rudy Rodriguez here in Edinburgh, Texas, a personal injury attorney. And let's get started. So hey, we shot over in several places. We shot in Sharyland, Texas, and then in my spot over here north of Edinburgh. North of Alamo in Edinburgh. And we did pretty good. My uncle, as I was mentioning to you guys, did a really good job. My other uncles, my uncle Alex and my aunt, they shot pretty good. My cousins, everybody had a good turnout with the birds. I ended up going to HEB and I bought the what they call them. I don't know why they call them ratones. I hate when they call them ratones because those of you that know me, I freaking hate rats, man. Hate rats. Can't stand them with a passion. I can be I can be surrounded by cockroaches, spiders, freaking any insect, man. But forget it about rats. And my compadre has a good story about that situation. They let me tell you real quick about that. One time, it's when I barely knew my not compadre back then. And Eric I was just hanging out with these dudes, and they were kind of trying me out and shit. So basically, what they did intentionally is they took me into a blind at some ranch that they invited me to. And this blind, man, I knew it as soon as we were approaching. It was like 5:30 in the morning, pitch dark, and all you have is the headlights from the truck, and this blind was in the corner, covered by mesquite. Like it was a blind on the floor to begin with. Those of you guys that know about hunting, if you know that blinds on the floor, man, that thing's gonna be full of rats. And they're like, "Hola, bajate, bro, get down." I was like, "Damn." Plus, I can get down, and there with my flashlight. See you later. And it was like the worst experience I ever had, man. It was like pitch dark, and these guys knew what they were doing. Freaking horrible. But I'm gonna have to pay these guys back at some point. But that was a long time ago. But yeah, needless to say, long story short, pitch dark in the dark. I was super quiet. You can hear a pin drop when you're in there, and I just kept on hearing like little high pitch, like that. And I was like, dang, man, I got my phone, I did a little flashlight, and to my right hand side was a little rat just looking at me and just going like that. And dude, I Me levanté, I sprung up, and I'm 6'4", man. So I hit the top of that stupid little blind. Was about 5'8" or something, 5'5", and me un fregazo in my head, bad. It was bad. It was a bad experience, and freaking these guys owe me big time for that. I'll never forget. And it looks like it was a time where I think like the rats knew at what time they were gonna come into the blind, because I promise you, man, there was at least they were okay. There was probably around it was probably around 40 or 50 little mice. I'm gonna say they were close range to being rats, because they were about a good, I don't know, 3 to 4 inches from what I could see. The ones that I could see, the other ones were freaking hauling ass, right, going left and right there. And yeah, I bounced out of that blind so quick, bro. So needless to say, I didn't hear anything, I didn't see anything, I didn't shoot anything that day, because I was making noise left and right in that blind. So anyway, that's the story. If you guys have a story y'all want to share, or what you guys are, so yes, I just publicly just admitted that I'm afraid of rats. Well, honestly, I can just I can see them or whatever. You're out there in the ranch, but dang, when I'm gonna go to sleep, I don't want to know anything about any mice or rats that are around me. Therefore, I build my blind super tight. Yeah, funny story. Anyhow, so yeah, how'd you guys do in Dove? So I was telling you guys I went to HEB and I got some bacon wrapped jalapenos. And what I did is I pulled an angel, which is my brother. He takes his time and he shaves off the breast off the white wing and mourning dove, and he sticks them into well, he actually wraps them and wraps them and puts them on the grill like that. They come out pretty good. But what I did, it was already ready to go. So I just shaved them off and I threw them in there, threw them on the grill, and they came out awesome. Even my little girl had some, so that was pretty good. Who's getting ready for the ranch? You guys out there feeding out there? I know I haven't gone, but I know the guys are going to feed, and I just cash up some money, and they throw me corners and go pour corn in my blind and in my feeder. But so we actually lease in Farfurrias. We've been there a couple of years, and it's been a good turnout there. A couple of the buddies. That's what we kind of, when you're in the when you actually get a lease and you're out there looking for a lease, it's always trying to find a lease that. Before I got in with my buddies, it was always trying to find something that that several of your buddies can join. You know what I mean? That way you know who's going out there and stuff like that. But for a lot of years, I had different lease masters, and I just joined in different people. I met a lot of people, but you just never know who's out there. For the most part, I got lucky, and I was able to lease with a couple of great folks out there. I met a lot of sheriffs, a lot of police, a lot of PD. And so it's been pretty good. You guys want to tell us where you guys hunt out of, where you guys are leasing out of? So that's one thing, hunting is just so much different in the aspect of the ease of it. Well, of course, if you're doing dove hunting, you can't just go shoot anywhere. You got to know where you're going, what kind of land. Does it belong to someone? You can't just post up anywhere unless you find some pretty neat open land, then you can do that. Fishing, you just grab a rod and you go out there to the jetties, to the beach, or to a lake, or anything like that. That's the beauty about fishing. So I just admire that. That's the simplicity of fishing. You can go to Walmart, get yourself a little cheapy rod, but if you want a good rod, then you want to try our rods out. The RPP Outdoors has come up with our own rods. Talk a little bit about that. My buddy Fernando, how he's heading the whole department of the rod, and I want to appreciate that effort that he's done. And salute. Take a little break while you guys gather your thoughts and tell us where you guys are hunting and fishing. Yeah, nothing like a good beer, nice cold beer on a Thursday night. Nothing better than a nice cold Miller Lite. So I don't know if you guys follow our page. If you don't, make sure you tell your friends to follow us. We shared today the Texas Parks and Wildlife fishing report, and it looks to be like they're getting a report that the reds are running and getting together already. There's a lot of drum out there. So if you guys are going out there and fishing, make sure you share some pics with us. Got a lot of exciting things coming up, guys. We got some really cool jackets coming out for the winter, for the fall. I have a feeling it's going to get a little cold this time around, but so we'll be prepared. We'll bring back some of our awesome hoodies from our best-selling camo design, and those were a big hit, a big item last year's in last year's expos. Obviously, there hasn't been any expos today, so I want to take this time to guys, support your local vendors, your local apparel. There's been a lot of different take on that. Some people, instead of backing each other up, they take the time to go and bash you. That's not what this is about. That's not what this time is about. We had a section on that, and haters gonna hate, and they will always be like that. So instead, I want to take the time and give a shout out to all my buddies out there. Those of you that are not even my buddies. I encourage you guys to share your website with us, and we will be glad to put it on our page or on our magazine. Our magazine reaches hundreds and hundreds, sometimes even thousands of people per day on clicks on Google. So, given said that, I wanna say thank you to all those that have reached out to us, our businesses, and I'm here to help. I'm here to, hey, we're all in it to have a good time, make a little bit of money, spread the word out. 'Cause it's all about passion. That's what I was talking about. The Gar Hunters. We went out and visited with the Gar Hunters, and he was just showing me his new shirt. And shout out to JR and Rosemary, the Gar Hunters. They had just came back from a Dallas trip, and he was just showing me his shirt, man. He's like, hey, you know what? You should check out my new shirt and look at the scales on this one. It took me several times, and it's like you just look at him, man, and look at the passion that goes into this process of making your shirts. Like it's not a walk in the park. It's everybody's different. I take a good amount of time and thought into every design that I do, and gracias a Dios, thank God it's been good. I'm not saying that every single design is the best, but it's time and effort, and it's a lot of thought, and it's a lot of passion that people put into it. So I highly advise those of you that are out there just taking your time to. There's one thing called constructive criticism, and there's another thing to just talk bad or talk crap about someone. So I wouldn't do that, much less put it on social media where everybody can see it. So shout out to, we have some people here commenting who want to say shout out to Texas Twang, our good friend Jennifer Sanchez. Texas Twang is actually a really, really neat apparel, guys. When I think about Texas Twang, it's I think like country music, George Strait kind of thing. We've been a part of some shows back when there were shows last year, and just amazing shirts. It's kind of like it's that simple yet Texas cowboy feel. You have to check them out at texastwang.com, and shout out to Texas Twang, state of Texas, representing that kind of thing. Roy Guerra, Muy Loco Outdoors. Yes, sir. That guy's Roy, what's going on over there in San Antonio, man? You're still in that area. Roy's a great guy. I love his designs. I especially like that one with the hog on it. That's really cool. Shout out to Roy Guerra and his peeps out there. Again, guys, it's all about, hey, we gotta help each other out, throw each other some corners, and just talk good stuff about each other and help each other out. So, given said that, we want to talk a little bit more about the fishing report and where it is that people are hitting right now. I know shout out to Captain Carlos Garcia, the Big Ugly. The Big Ugly is probably having a field trip right now with Drum. I haven't talked to him recently, but he's one of the captains that we sponsor out in Port Isabel, Texas. I know they had a really nice report from Texas Parks and Wildlife that came out today. Shout out to Cappy, Real Action Charters out of Port Mansfield, Texas. I know he does some offshore trips, and I'm actually going to reach out to him to test one of our offshore rods. So really exciting times for us amidst everything that's going on in the world. But you have to make it. You have to make something out of it that's gonna get you hyped up, hustle every day kind of thing. Enjoy your family, enjoy your job, enjoy your hobby, or if it's not a hobby, if it's your business, echándole ganas. Just going out there and saying, hey man, check out my stuff. Like this is what it is, and this is what it's about. If it's for you, good. If it's not, then there's plenty more out there. Thank you. See you later, bro. That kind of attitude it's gonna make a difference out there. So I want to thank every one of you guys that support RPP Outdoor Apparel, RPP Outdoor Magazine, RPP Outdoors, Rancho.Pisto.Pesca, Hunt, Drink, Fish over the years. Appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And I want to just, if you guys ever want to join us on this broadcast, shoot me a message and I can bring you on. This is the beauty about this platform that I have here. I can have up to 10 people. I think that would be a lot of people squeaking and talking a bunch of stuff. So I think maybe, it'd be cool if one day we have about at least a good six or seven guys and girls just talking about something, whatever, like this, whatever. That's the beauty about that. Just shoot me a message and we can bring you on board. What else is going on is I mentioned to you guys about the new merchandise that's going to come out. A couple of new designs that are going to hit for the fall. They should be out here within the next week. I'll make sure to show you guys, share that with you guys. Another thing that happens when the new season comes is I do my crazy sales. So spoiler alert, next week I'm gonna do a really, really quick sale on some of the shirts that I ran in the summer. And I don't know if I'll do the everything 10, but it's gonna be a really good deal. Because guys, I'm telling you, even if you get them for like $15, something like that, these are shirts that are $39, $40, and they're gonna last you a long time. If something happens to your shirts, you just give me a holler. I'll be glad to replace them. And thank God, I hardly get any of those. That's the pride and joy that I take in my company and in my shirts. So make sure to join them, and I'll make sure to express that and let everybody know about my sale. So we've talked about the ranch stories. We talked about feeding and hunting out there in the ranch. Talked about the dove season that's been going on lately. Just getting out there and if you have a place to go or talk to some of your buddies, even if you don't shoot and if you just go hang out there, barbecue, drink a beer. One thing is just make sure if you take your kids, please be careful because you can get peppered and that's not a good feeling, especially if you get hit. Like if you get hit or your kids get hit on top of that, that's not a good feeling. I was just trying to see who's going. Not so many people. Where's everybody shooting? Where's everybody positioned at? And let me tell you, just getting out there right now that you can't really do a lot of things. It's a big relaxation for the mind, if you can say that. Well, you go out there and you put some little country music or some norteño or some Garcia Brothers. Puro make conjunto, carnal. It's up to you guys whatever they got to hear. But man, getting out there is just perfect. Tomorrow's Friday. Es viernes y el cuerpo lo sabe, papá. So go out there and have a good time. Just want to end off this broadcast by letting you guys know the excitement that we have in our rod development that has come out over the past couple of months, and we've been doing great. And I owe it all to you guys, of course, for making that happen and purchasing our rods. But more than anything, I want to just give a shout out to the guys in our team. Because we're a non-official team. I like to call a family. But Fernando Perez has also done a great and amazing job in when you dig into something and you wanna make sure that you do it right. That's the type of guy he is. He's not gonna just come out with anything. And when we had this talk that we're gonna come up with these rods, I said, okay, I mean, you're the man, bro. If there's anybody's gonna do this, it's gonna be you. It took him months of research and time. And guys, we all know that time is money, and it's very valuable because we have things to do as a family man, and when you have family, a job, full-time job, and on top of that, you want to take on something like that, which is not an easy task. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of rod companies out there, just like there's a lot of apparel companies out there. But hey, I remind you, stand behind your brand, and you know what you have, man. Push it. Do the best that you can for your brand. That's what's going to stand out on top of it all. So we are developing rods for every single kind of fishing there is. I'm talking for kayakers. We have help from Christopher Medina from the shout out to the Real Salado crew. Chris, appreciate your support, my brother. Getting input from the people out there that do this on a regular basis has helped us out. At some point, sometimes you reach out and say, hey, I need help in this and that, and nobody responds to you. It's like crickets out there for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't see the post, or maybe they didn't care to, or just simply didn't have the time to respond and to say, you know what, man, you should do this, you should do that. But that's when you or people like Fernando take initiative and take the time to dig in yourself. You go out and do the research, and you produce a product, man, that is not just because it's ours. But when I had that, and when I was holding that, when we were out there alligator gar hunting with the gar hunters, it's an amazing rod. It hooked onto an actual alligator out in the river, and man, it took it like a champ. So that rod's going to be available at none other than the Tackle Box in Harlingen. We just made that official today. So our rods are going to be, or actually our rods are already in the shop over at the Tackle Box in Harlingen, Texas. So if you guys follow our page, if you guys have visited, Fred and Tony out there, great guys, man. You can have a good laugh. And if you're going to go in there and you know them, it's a minimum of at least 25 to 30 minutes. There's no shortage on time on that. You're going to be there. You're going to talk about fishing, of course, and whatever else. But great guys, and we look forward to a great relationship with them over at the Tackle Box in Harlingen. So by tomorrow, check it out. And our rods are there. We have different colors. We have the black and neon green. We have the pink. The pink one is awesome for the girls. We have the sea foam also. And all there's not one single rod that's alike. So what I mean by that, you're going to see on the rod that there's a weaving painting that he does, our rod maker, that's unique. Like no other rod's going to have the same design. So we have from 6'6" rod, 7 foot, 7'2". Now we have the offshore, gar rod also as well. We'll do another episode on the rods with Fernando, who's our rod department person in charge for that. So just echándole ganas, guys, and looking forward. I don't know what else we're going to come up with, but I guarantee you it's going to be something exciting. If it's more shirts, more caps, whatever it is. Shout out to Dario Galan. Hey, Dario, thank you for all the support, man. You've always shown us since day one. Let me see. He says he's waiting for an RPP shirt with like the Mexican flag and American flag together. So that's something like, that's something cool. I mean, we can kind of come up with something like that here in the close future. That's a good idea. So shout out to people in Laredo, Nuevo Laredo. A lot of people from Monterrey chime in and send me messages. That's really neat that people chime in all the way from over there, our neighbors, Reynosa and things like that. So I was saying, guys, exciting times for us. We're in the Tackle Box in Harlingen, and if not, if you can reach us directly through our online store at RPP Outdoor Apparel or rppmagazine.com. I hope, and I'm thinking here in the near future, just joining everything together into rppoutdoors.com, where you can just find everything. Right now, at the current moment, we have our online magazine sponsored by Rudy Rodriguez Law Office and also the Law Office of Ryan Solis. So, guys, if you guys want to get on that, or you have any articles to share with us, make sure you let me know, and I'll be glad to put it on there, guys. Again, thank you. Shout out to TexasTrain.com. Shout out to Muy Loco Outdoors, Roy Guerra. And all of you guys, thank you for tuning in today. And I also want to say, hello to my good friend Aaron Pena that gave us a good review on our podcast back in the previous podcast with attorney Michael Pruneda. Thank you, Aaron Pena. Saludos desde Rancho.Pisto.Pesca. Guys, follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and on TikTok. So you see you guys later. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and talk to you soon. Salud a todos. We'll see y'all later.